And boom! Single landmine takes out 3 riflemen and wounds the remaining 3. Looks like now they are getting jacked by a bunch of stormtroopers. Really bad news here. Actually being attacked from all sides, engineers on it, and looks like a complete loss. So little expeditionary force just went up there to try and cap some stuff. Oh, and the long barrel upgrade has been completed for the Shermans, but he just drove over a mine, damaged his engine. Doesn't look like there's any engineers nearby. So damaged engine Sherman now suddenly feeling a little bit exposed and not having the kind of flanking attack he wanted. You'll notice the Panzer's really got a pretty good advantage here. It looks like it's giving more of its front armor to the Sherman. The Sherman's kind of taking side shots, and the Panzer's getting repaired. And now the pack is facing the right way, and so this Sherman's just getting beat up like crazy. The engineers have finally caught up, and we're trying to flank here with this skilled tank destroyer, but you know, sometimes tank destroyers just by themselves are kind of terrible. We got For the Fatherland activated, giving increased armor, and before this guy even gets off, I think more than 1 or 2 shots, completely killed by the packs and combination of shots from Panzers. This Panzer is just given a beating. Look at how much those armored skirts help out with the For the Fatherland armor. Just some serious damage absorption going on there. Just a quick look down here, we'll see, looks like Audemed is beginning to feel the push here from the Vet 2 Stugs are pushing around down here. Let me take another look up here and see. We got both Panzers are killing off the engineers here, finally noticing that the repairs are adding up too much. And AFKNinja is wisely retreating back to his anti-tank gun. And they're not falling for the bait, they're backing off as well. So we do have anti-tank gun versus Stug happening down here. And finally, our first Calliope shot is covering the southern flank here of Audemed, just kind of using the best recon you can get out there. I like that shot, honestly. I mean, there were more obvious targets here. There's big clumps of troops, but he doesn't necessarily have direct line of sight of any of that. So he sees that there is an incursion happening down here, threatening to cap this victory point, chases them all off. So we do have our first Calliope on the field, and perhaps our second Calliope soon, because he has reached level 7 already. So more Shermans pushing up here in the north, more skirmishing going on here, this time between Wilson's riflemen and the stormtroopers. Let me zoom in on my favorite Wilson's bazooka man. Oh no, they're very wounded and having to retreat, but it looks like the stormtroopers are taking some serious damage there. And a bombing run just went off during the middle there. Just caught the tail end of that. That did some, you know, okay damage. Really wounded these tanks a little bit. I mean, well, one of them is quite wounded. The other one's mediumly wounded. Audemed here, visibly disturbed by the amount of snipers out there. We'll see 15 kills on one sniper, and I'm not sure where the other one is right now, but it's not that important. Point is, having snipers hanging out in no man's land, kind of killing anybody who pokes their head out, is good news there. We do have some reactive artillery going on up here, laying some mines, but really he needs to get out of there. He is capping the point. You'll see that there is no sight up here on these units. Just being between this point and this point, there is no sight right in the middle, so they are able to cap that safely. And a second Calliope shot, kind of going point blank at these Panzers. You know, it's not that bad. Area of effect heal just used, by the way. That can heal armor at the higher levels of that skill. It's okay. It forced him to use the commander ability, that sort of thing. You know, it's not amazing versus tanks, but it did chase them off. But now they do see this sort of easy prey Sherman tank out here, and unfortunately, these Panzers are just really outperforming those Shermans in close combat. So, see a little bit more fighting going on here, and you'll see that the Stugs have pushed forward, and now our Vet 3, even you can tell by the free armor plating side upgrades they have there. So, it's just kind of extending the front a little bit. You'll see that still hitting some of these mines out here. It looks like this guy may have got a damaged engine. I remember there were a lot of little mines just kind of left lying around in the battlefield here. Tank now getting some free rear armor shots. Hopefully. Nope, never mind. Sorry, he's behind a hedgerow. Just seeing his outline there. Stug on infantry combat going on at the moment here. Was that a scout plane going over there? And it looks like AFKNinja now communicating that he is saving up for a Pershing. So this is his second Calliope, I believe. Nope, still his first Calliope. Alright, one Calliope out there. Gotta go ahead and save up for a Pershing. Sniper just chilling. 11 kills for one, 17 kills for the other. Really doing some serious damage here. And look at these beat up Stugs. Immobilized, but still taking damage and ejecting this man right into orbit. So, still 3 Stugs out there, all very healthy, all Vet 3. Quite the force to deal with. We'll see what else is going to happen here. Duffy's anti-tank gun moving out. We do have a recon jeep out there for a little bit of artillery calls in. Recon jeep, by the way, at level 5 hero, this jeep can call in artillery strikes, and at level 5 it calls in really good artillery strikes. It's like, you know, I think about 3 artillery hits, that sort of thing. The rest of its upgrades give it just kind of normal stuff. Sniper revealing himself a little bit. We do have some more Calliopes coming in the back. see some Calliope hits kind of landing all over the place here, killing a bunch of medics, and it looks like a mortar team. Not bad, you know, destroying some ordnance lying around, that sort of thing. So we do have our wall of Stugs here, just kind of trying to hold the front. And AFKNinja coordinating with his ally here in chat, asking, you know, well, should I use a second Calliope or should I go for Pershing? And it looks like he's definitely going to go for Pershing. Meanwhile, huge amount of infantry down here. Huge. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squads of infantry down here, including some pioneers and that sort of thing. But big, big push going on down south. And this is definitely where you want your Calliope shots to be landing. You want to be firing at infantry whenever you can. So, but you know, there's the problem of tanks. So you'll see a good coordination here. Both of these guys, by which I'm referring to the Axis players, JellyJelly got a little bit of tanks and a lot of infantry, whereas his ally NoluckJim got a lot of tanks and a little bit of infantry. You'll see there's even a Panther on the field right now, just kind of a straight up regular Panther, no army items or hero abilities or anything like that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like about 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 4 Stugs out there, but a bunch of other armor. I'm counting everything all at the same time. But you know what I mean. A lot of armor out there, a lot of infantry. Here comes a big infantry push down here in the south. Well, it looks like we've got a bunch of Volksgrenadier squads. Sorry, Grenadier squads with some Volks. Just kind of pushing on out. We'll see the Shermans coming out here, getting Vet 2. But unfortunately, there are a lot of Grenadiers here. At least one of them with Panzerschreck. Going to be able to do some shots out there. And these infantry are under heavy cover. One of them Vet 2. With bar automatic rifle upgrades. Really great positioning here, actually. Audemed's got a really good line of fire on everybody, doing serious casualties. Looks like JellyJelly was able to activate his recoup losses, though. So definitely got some money back. You know, hey, whatever. And the contract pioneers are now going to recap some of this stuff up north. So you'll see that the Axis are in a terrific lead at this point. They have captured and held all of these points. Now, the passive-aggressive fighting is going on up here in the north, and the major fighting is going on down here. You'll see the Stug is just kind of swinging at this Pershing and doing a pretty good job taking some damage. Boom! A lot of big shots there, and great cover here for this Pershing as well. And it looks like bouncing shots up. Just look how tough those armored Stugs are. So this Pershing is finally going to do some damage. Pretty sure when he first got here, he used his long-range shot to do a little bit of extra damage. If you're not familiar, the Pershing, you upgrade it with, let's see, do we have Calliopes landing over here? Or just lots of stuff blowing up everywhere. Big fighting going on all across the front here. Shells bouncing off of the Stugs left and right. And here comes the Pershing now. Just kind of, you know, making its presence known. Here's the Calliope shot that we were looking for. Just kind of landing all out here in no man's land. Unfortunately, it does look like NoluckJim was able to move all of his Volksgrenadiers out of the way, taking only minor casualties here, maybe just 1 or 2 guys. Moving up to the center now, and the Sherman tank very eagerly engaging these guys, not expecting too much resistance here. The best they can do is a Panzerfaust. Even the Calliope getting in on the action here. Pershing kind of leading up the charge here. Pershing does have that long-range shot ability, which basically gives you one big focused shot that if you upgrade it sufficiently, it'll guarantee armor penetration, do extra damage, that sort of thing. Has very long range on it. Panther now engaging all this stuff. Looks like For the Fatherland has been activated, granting it some extra armor. And we'll see who's going to do what here. The Pershing is kind of laying into this Panther. Panther is kind of laying into all of these units here. This Sherman tank taking the brunt of the force here. Medics continuing to do their job, rescuing men and all that sort of thing. Meanwhile, big flank coming up here from the Panzer Mark IVs on the top. Both Vet 1 now, so even some veterancy going up for JellyJelly, who wasn't focusing on that initially. So I think, oh, Recon Jeep was up there. He probably called in an artillery round, but there's so much going on here, it's hard to catch all of that at the same time. But you can see very, very conservative use of tanks here. Nobody really wants to lose their entire army. Everybody's kind of fighting a little bit and then pulling out when it doesn't look quite right. This Fatherland HMG a little bit overextended, once again in a classic, you know, Audemed style flank. He has one team just kind of take the brunt of the attack while the other team flanks around. Very effective, even moving alongside the Fatherland HMG team to make sure he kills it. You see, he is engaging Volksgrenadiers here that are carrying the Browning automatic rifles. Calliope shots come in. Looks like it only killed, again, maybe one guy who was out there, maybe even just a medic. But, you know, important to use that on every cooldown, even if you don't have enough sight for it. Oftentimes, it's a great way to scout. So we'll see a little bit more just kind of gathering of anti-tanks and tanks and big, big armor pushes out here. Big armor everywhere, actually. I do like this game. Looks like a passing Panzer takes a little bit of shots from Pershing and maybe the anti-tank gun a little bit here. Just kind of exchanging blows across no man's land. You will see that it looks like Audemed was able to capture the southern point here. More paratroopers coming in, support from the HMG team and this anti-tank gun, and kind of swinging around down south right now, trying to put some pressure on these armies. These are serious, serious late-game armies. Everybody is just maxed out with their units here, and just really being smart about, smart and cautious about how to engage. Lots of exchange of fire going on here. We'll see if we're going to get any sort of bombing runs. Trying to keep track of all the action on the field at this moment. Looks like we do have a big infantry push kind of coming across no man's land on the top. Meanwhile, the rest of the armor kind of moving down south to kind of support this incoming Pershing and Sherman and Calliope and anti-tank gun army coming up here. Hopefully these guys will lead the spearhead, and then we'll see a bunch of airborne and infantry come charging on through here to kind of clean up the mess. Recoup losses already active. Looks like that Panther was taken out by the Pershing. The Pershing now at about 50% hit points. Not enough abilities here to be able to activate auto repairs, so he's going to have to get that Pershing out of there. Luckily, the last few rounds bouncing off of it. Meanwhile, these Panthers are coming down here. They are really beat up. And one thing I got to say, maybe he's saving up his ammo, but I would love to see HVAP rounds a lot more. I don't think I've seen really any HVAP rounds here for AFKNinja. And going ahead and just firing kind of wildly into the darkness here. It looks like he was able to just kind of take out a sniper, actually. 17 XP is usually a sniper and not much else, so hey, not bad, not going to complain. Flare going off with reactive artillery. Seriously bad news, I got to get out of there. Boom! First shot completely takes out the AT gun. AFKNinja saying sniper down. Definitely good. Meanwhile, another sniper in the center, but a second Calliope shot coming in here to kind of cover this captured area. By the way, one thing, when he finally gets a 5th slot and he does get Armored Bounty combined with Calliope is freaking amazing, because you tend to get a lot of kills and therefore you get a lot of manpower and fuel, ammo and that sort of thing. Manpower and fuel, I think it just is.